He was conscious, of course, ahead of time of what was going on at the Opera House once it was completed. And he wanted to argument the sculptural effect of the Opera House with modern art. He felt that he would get in touch with Picasso and Corbusier and others, asking them to contribute in some way to the future of the decorations for the Opera House, so that people, when they arrive at the Opera House, they not only get a fantastic building, but they got a fantastic collection of art. He asked and talked to Corbusier about what can we do here, what can we do there, and he thought, well, maybe if you can make a tapestry for our dining room wall, at least we have one going, and so we can see that as an example of what can go into the Opera House, and that can be moved to the Opera House once completed.
Here were two of the most significant architects of the 20th century, Le Corbusier, an architect at the height of his fame, towards the end of his career, and Jørn Utzon, a young architect who burst onto the scene with the design for the Opera House, collaborating together, and I thought that seemed a very significant collaboration, and one that should be more well known.
I think when Utzon asked Le Corbusier to do work for him at the opera, it took a lot of nerve, because it was kind of he was a young architect, and Le Corbusier was kind of the master at that time in Europe or the whole world. He didn't think about anyone as being too important to be asked. We just found a letter saying that, where Utzon writes to Le Corbusier saying that the art he has bought from Le Corbusier has tremendous effect on his work and his daily life. So in that sense, he was kind of it was a broad inspiration from kind of the architectonic perspective over to art.
He wrote to Le Corbusier about the commission for the tapestry in 1958. It was only a year after he'd won the competition in '57. So, not having tackled all of the major problems he would have with constructing the shells and understanding how the building would come together, he was already thinking about its interiors and the way in which artwork would be a feature of that interior.
When I first heard about the tapestry and the fact that it was going to be for sale in June this year, I thought how amazing it would be to actually see it and to trust my gut as to whether it was something that really would look wonderful in the Opera House. And I remember walking up the stairs of the auction house and being absolutely struck by the red on the tapestry.
Well, things happen in a funny way sometimes in life. I was at a concert for the Conservatorium. Louise Heron was sitting next to me, and a little chat just took place. In a very indirect way, she talked to me about the tapestry. What tapestry? Tell me more about it. That's how it grew into a conversation. And of course, she did tell me more about it. I said, well, why is it there and not here? There being in Denmark, in the Utzon home, I think it was. I said, this is ridiculous, it belongs here.
And I think it's wonderful that it has found its final home here, where it's seen in relationship to the thoughts, the original thoughts for decorations of Opera House, but also it's in a public space where so many people will be able to see it and enjoy it together with the building.